So guys, Nnamdi Kanu's release was it obtainable at the moment? As you all know that this is October 29, 2025, yet Nnamdi Kanu have not been released yet. If you can look on your screen, you see that we are in October 29, 2025. This is over how many years now? Nnamdi Kanu have been deprived of his family and his happiness because of the detention that Tinubu and his government keep detaining Nnamdi Kanu for no reason. Nnamdi Kanu is a man of peace and injustice. Nnamdi Kanu is a man that wants to fight for his people. He's a passionate man. He has passion for his great nation and his people. Tinubu and his government are tagging Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist, bringing out terrorism-related charges against Nnamdi Kanu. Meanwhile, Awomolo keeps on countering everything Nnamdi Kanu keeps saying in the court. This particular Awomolo all the time. You can see that these people don't want to release Nnamdi Kanu anytime soon. They want to still keep Nnamdi Kanu in detention until Nnamdi Kanu gets old. And so that once he comes out, he will not be strong enough. So that once he comes out, he will not be strong enough to do anything he wants to do. And so that in few months or few years to come, he will buy. This is their plans. That's why they don't want to release Nnamdi Kanu. Because they know Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of secret about him. And they know Nnamdi Kanu is a very strong man. And they know all what Nnamdi Kanu is capable of doing. That's why I don't want to release Nnamdi Kanu yet. Nnamdi Kanu is a man of boldness and confidence, and Nnamdi Kanu will ensure that he will do everything to prove himself. He will defend himself to the end. And I believe Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Enough has to be enough. Enough of all the injustice on Nnamdi Kanu. I keep saying this all the time. But when I say it, to be as if I just want to say things like that. But I know what I'm saying. A lot of people that have been with Nnamdi Kanu have been praising Nnamdi Kanu. So why do we keep making it look as if Nnamdi Kanu is guilty? Yet Nnamdi Kanu keeps pleading innocent. Well, I pray we realize one day that all what I've been saying is the truth, and that Nnamdi Kanu is a man of truth and injustice. He wants to fight for his people. That is exactly what is Nnamdi Kanu's plan. Nothing else than that. Well, without wasting much of your time, there is a video I want you guys to watch. I will not want you guys to miss this particular video. Please watch this video to the end. And when we are back, we will definitely continue so that we know exactly what transpired in court today.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why we are here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy. We are not pleased with what is happening. And that is why we are here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families. People who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable, and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. But one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Welcome back once again. I believe we've watched the video I just played to you guys on your screen. And you can see this is the main purpose that they keep detaining Nnamdi Kanu. Because they know everything that comes out of Nnamdi Kanu's mouth is always the truth. Nnamdi Kanu fighting for his people, even outside country, in Nigeria, everywhere. He keeps fighting for his people and saying the truth all the time. they've seen Nnamdi Kanu as a man that likes saying the truth. And Nnamdi Kanu keeps exposing them. That's why they don't want to detain they keep detaining Nnamdi Kanu. That's why they don't want to release Nnamdi Kanu for us. You can see exactly in the video. You can see all the things Nnamdi Kanu is saying there. These are one of the reasons that they keep detaining Nnamdi Kanu, because they know Nnamdi Kanu have a lot of things against them. And if they release him, that is their biggest fear. That if they release Nnamdi Kanu expose a lot of things about them. That's why I don't want to release him. But Nnamdi Kanu will fight to the end, as we know that he has already sacked his lawyers, saying, look, I am ready to fight all alone. I'm ready to go all alone in the court. I'm ready to defend myself, despite everything, despite all the fake reports that are bringing against me. Tinubu and his government had to even fake a report from the Nigerian Medical Association saying that Nnamdi Kanu is fit to stand trial. Nnamdi Kanu, his health is deteriorating, and Nnamdi Kanu is seriously sick. But they made it look as if Nnamdi Kanu is fit enough and strong enough to stand trial. Look, you can see what these people are doing. Well, without wasting much of time, let's get into full details so that we'll know exactly what transpired in court today. Nnamdi Kanu's US lawyer, Bruce Fein, writes Justice Omotosho demands dismissal of charges against IPOB leader for lack of jurisdiction. Now, let's read in full details. Bruce Fein, the United States counsel to the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has written to Justice James Omotosho of Nigeria's Federal High Court in Abuja, demanding the dismissal of all charges against the IPOB leader on grounds of lack of jurisdiction. In a letter dated October 28, 2025, entitled Dismissal of Prosecution of Nnamdi Kanu for Lack of Jurisdiction, Fein argued that the Nigerian government should not benefit from what he described as its own criminality in the process that led to Kanu's rendition to Nigeria. You can see that this Bruce Fein, the United States counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, is saying nothing but the truth. He's saying nothing but the truth. Well, let's continue. No government should profit from its own criminality. That has been binding law from the immemorial. Fein wrote, invoking the principle that justice is the foundation of government and civil society. Citing the 1928 opinion of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Louis D. Brandeis in State v. United States, Fein emphasized that government undermine the rule of law when they themselves break it. In a government of laws, the existence of the government will be imperiled if it fails to observe the law scrupulously. Our government is a potent, omnipresent teacher. For good or for ill, it teaches the whole people by its example. Crime is contagious. If the government becomes a law breaker, it breeds contempt for law. It invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy. To declare that in the administration of the criminal law, the end justifies the means. To declare that the government may commit crimes in order to secure the conviction of a private criminal would bring terrible retribution. Fein quoted from the Justice Brandeis ruling. Fein argued that both the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention and Nigerian courts have recognized that the federal government committed multiple crimes in bringing Kanu into Nigerian custody, including kidnapping, torture, and extraordinary rendition. According to Fein, this constitutes just cogent crimes under international law, offenses so grave that no state can lawfully commit them, and therefore strip Nigerian courts of any jurisdiction to continue prosecuting Kanu. He cited paragraph 107 of the UN Working Group's July 20, 2022 opinion, which directed the Nigerian government to grant the immediate unconditional release of Kanu. Fein further warned Justice Omotosho that continuing the case would implicate the court in the alleged illegalities of Kanu's rendition. If you refrain from dismissing all outstanding charges against Mr. Kanu for lack of jurisdiction, you will be legally implicated in the crimes perpetrated by the government of Nigeria in bringing Mr. Kanu before a tribunal. He wrote, you will be vulnerable to prosecution before the International Criminal Court. You will have been unfaithful to your professional duty to see that justice is done. The Nigerian government has maintained that Kanu faces terrorism-related charges before the Federal High Court in Abuja, though his lawyers insist that his abduction and forced transfer from Kenya rendered the entire prosecution illegal. The letter comes amid an ongoing standoff in Kanu's trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The IPOB leader has refused to enter his defense, insisting that he lacks jurisdiction to try him because of his extraordinary rendition from Kenya in June 2021. Kanu's legal team has maintained that since his rearrest and forcible return to Nigeria violated both domestic and international law, Any subsequent proceedings amount to an abuse of court process. His special Nigerian counsel, Barrister Ejimako, has consistently argued that the Nigerians government disobedience of multiple court orders, including those granting bail and directing his release, further strips the courts of its moral and legal authority. But we can now see that special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu in the US, Bruce Payne, is saying exactly the truth. Everything that he's saying is the truth, and he's not lying about it. And this is what I keep telling you guys all the time. I keep proving it that Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. They keep bringing on terrorism-related charges against Nnamdi Kanu. But Nnamdi Kanu now is telling us that, look, I am ready to go all alone with these people, so that I'll prove to them that I'm innocent. Information reaching me now is that Ejimako and Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother have just been released from detention, and now they are now set free. We'll get to the comment section. Let me have your take on this. Like this video, share this video, always leave a free Nnamdi Kanu in the comment section, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button and turn on the channel notification so you won't be missing any training update about Nnamdi Kanu.